Breaking news, police in Raleigh at the scene of a reported shooting off Wake Forest Road. Nick Perlin just got there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
And new this morning, we have a winter weather advisory in effect from the Triangle area eastward. That's new this morning. It does include Wake County. We'll talk about snowfall amounts coming up and our cold weather advisory. I'll show you how cold it is as you step out the door.
We are preparing for the cold. The work road and power crews are doing today to make sure everyone stays safe during this wintry snap.
Moving quickly, President Donald Trump signs a series of executive orders during his first day back on the job. The big and immediate changes they will bring to national policy. It is 6 o'clock. A lot to tell you about here on this WRAL Weather Alert Day as we get you ready for the bitter cold and the snow. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, great to have you along here. Thanks for making us part of your routine here. In the overnight hours, we learned since we came on the air really at 4:30 this morning, Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with this winter weather advisory here.
It was about 4:15 that they added parts of the Triangle to this winter weather advisory, which they posted a little bit earlier in the night. So it goes into effect at 5 o'clock, ends tomorrow morning. And of course, it does include a good chunk of the viewing area. Let's talk about the timeline here. We'll kick things off right around lunchtime at 3 p.m. There's some snow and wintry mix developing at the coast. And around 5 o'clock, it's creeping into our eastern counties. And then between 6 and 7, spreading across much of the region. Likely to continue till around midnight in the Triangle and then till around 2 or 3 o'clock in our eastern counties. Of course, this is a system that's going to be moving up the coast. So the heavier amounts will be the farther south and east you go. But the computer models gradually over the last 24 hours have started to pull some of this moisture farther west. Could be about a half an inch or so around Roxborough and South Hill. Could be up to an inch in the Triangle and maybe up to an inch and a half or even more down toward Clinton. And of course, that is assuming that nothing changes between now and the time that the snow begins. But we're getting pretty close to it, so we're feeling a little bit more confident. Cold weather advisory for this morning for single-digit wind chills. It feels like 6 in Roxborough and 9 in Southern Pines. These temperatures will likely drop farther. This afternoon, the wind chill only mid-20s to right around 30 degrees. So two big things that we're tracking for our WRAL Weather Alert Day, the bitter, dangerous cold for this morning and again tomorrow morning, as well as the snow chance, which will create some slick conditions on the roads. We're going to go over your town in particular and how much snow you could see. Coming up, Ken.
At 6:02, Elizabeth, all quiet on major roads this morning, including this one on I-40 and Airport Boulevard. Really not much traffic to report, but delay-free in both directions as we're looking at it this morning. Our friends at Raleigh Wake 911 reporting no incidents on any of our major roadways, which is good news this morning, particularly if you're getting ready to head out. And if you are, tune us in on the radio because, you know, traffic changes rather quickly. 101.5 HD3 will keep you updated all morning long.
This extreme cold is affecting Wake County schools this morning. It's a teacher workday for most, but schools that are in session are delayed 2 hours. Other school systems are canceling after-school activities and events, and that includes Cumberland, Nash, Sampson, and Wilson counties, as well as all Johnston County events after 5 p.m.
Road and power crews are working today to prepare you for this freezing weather. Our team coverage continues with WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. She joins us live outside Duke Energy headquarters in downtown Raleigh. And Kelsey, they are wanting folks to know about the increased demand for power.
Yes, Renee, it's a cold start this morning, and crews with Duke Energy are bracing for more freezing temperatures later this week. I want everyone to check out the temperature right now here in downtown Raleigh. It's about 18 degrees, so we've been holding steady at 18 degrees for the past hour or so. And you may remember receiving this notice from Duke Energy last night, alerting customers about freezing temperatures this week and its impact on energy use. Let's show you some video now from back in December 2022. That's the last time we had a cold snap like this. You can see crews there working to restore power. Jeff Brooks from Duke Energy says they're preparing for outages this week in case this storm produces ice.
We've made a lot of improvements to our system, added cold weather protections on our power plants, added new ways to manage energy use across the system, and all of that will be helpful this week.
Duke Energy is encouraging customers to turn down their thermostats a few degrees this week. That can help save energy, save money, and hopefully lessen the strain on the power grid. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
State DOT, meanwhile, is busy preparing roads around the Triangle to try to keep them safe from ice. And WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Raleigh. Laura, they wanted drivers to take precautions ahead of this Arctic blast.
Jeff, good morning. Now, these DOT trucks here behind me, they have been hitting the roads for the past 24 hours, brining them, preparing for this winter weather that's moving our way. As we're already experiencing the cold temperatures this morning, you may have already noticed some of the brines on the roads. Of course, we did yesterday when our crews were out there. Now, DOT says crews started brining the roads Sunday night in Wake and Durham counties with a heavy focus on Interstates 40 and 540. But this storm is presenting some challenges to DOT crews that the last storm didn't. The frigid temperatures this week are something they're focused on because the brine will lower the freezing temperature of the road. They say they've had to be strategic in how they prep certain roads.
You want to be able to have interstate connectivity so that goods and resources can come into and out of the state. Then you look at connectivity on your main routes, which generally takes you to hospitals and to fire departments and to emergency stations, so that if people have issues, they can get resources out to them.
And Doug McNeil there with the DOT, he says that his crews are responsible for prepping I-40 in Durham, Franklin, and Wake counties all the way to the Johnston County border, talking about connectivity. And in regards to the cold temperatures we are seeing this morning, we know that Wake County schools are on a 2-hour delay so that they can make sure that all school buildings are functioning properly before allowing students to enter those buildings. Laura Levine, WRAL News, we're live in Raleigh.
Governor Josh Stein will give an update this afternoon about how the state is preparing for weather, and he will join with emergency management officials at the National Guard Armory in Greensboro at 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can watch that briefing live on WRAL.com. You can also count on WRAL to be on top of this Arctic blast and potential snow. Tune in to our newscast 4 to 7:30 this evening for up-to-the-date forecast where you live.
I'm Nick Perlin in the WRAL breaking news tracker right off of Wake Forest Road, where Raleigh police are investigating a reported shooting here in this parking lot. I'm going to step out of the way and show you what I'm talking about, and you can see a large amount of crime scene tape blocking the Starbucks parking lot, and Raleigh police are searching right now. It looks like a gray Subaru right there. You can see 2 Raleigh police cruisers kind of making a wall around it. We saw officers opening the doors and now taking pictures, as you can see right now. Inside that car, looks like that car has something to do with this crime scene. We're still working with Raleigh police to get more information on what is going on here and what happened here earlier this morning. We're going to keep asking more information, and I will let you know when I find out. Live in Raleigh, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
The cold temperatures caused challenges for firefighters in Wake County. They responded to a home near Cary on Brookridge Drive around 9:30 last night. So a van and a carport were on fire, and they got the fire under control in about 25 minutes, but then had to stick around to clean up ice that built up on the road from their run-over water. One firefighter was injured and treated at the scene. Crews are working to determine what started the fire.
Happening this morning, the Johnston County School Board will hold a special meeting to talk about how to fill the seat vacated by Ronald Johnson. Johnson was found guilty Friday of extortion and other crimes. Testimony in the trial included sexual affairs with Johnston County school employees and other accusations. A judge sentenced him to at least 6 months in jail. Johnson was also kicked off the school board. The board will meet at 8 this morning to discuss the next steps.
Inauguration Day ended late last night with dining and dancing. President Trump and the First Lady shared a dance at the inaugural ball in Washington, D.C. It was one of 3 balls that wrapped up a day filled with ceremonies. In remarks after the dance, Trump told the crowd it was a good decision to hold the inauguration inside, considering the bitter cold temperatures.
President Trump signed several executive orders in his first hours back in the Oval Office, and one of them seeks to end birthright citizenship in the U.S., and it's already facing lawsuits. The American Civil Liberties Union, various state ACLU chapters, and several other groups filed the suit. It argues President Trump's action violates federal law and the U.S. Constitution. The groups are asking a federal court in New Hampshire to declare Trump's order unlawful and to block it. Coming up in less than 10 minutes, WRAL's Michelle McConaughey joins us to look at more of the executive orders Trump signed.
And one of those orders, Jeff, I'll tell you, is that there was the commutation and the pardons of the people who were participating in the January 6th riots. We're talking more than 1,500 people. And one of those people includes someone who is from the Charlotte area, Jeremy Bertino. He's on the list, as I have here, from the White House website. Essentially, he was one of the top lieutenants for the Proud Boys. And again, he was from near the Charlotte area. And the video you're seeing on your right, this is video from the January 6th riot from that day. But on your left here, what you're seeing are the family members of the defendants for the January 6th cases that happened. They were waiting outside the jail in D.C. this morning. And after listening to a reporter who was out in the scene, he said he hadn't quite seen anyone released at that time. But here on WRAL News, we are tracking to see when specifically people will be released.
This morning, a suspected carjacker is on the run. Police spent hours searching for the man yesterday in a Wake Forest neighborhood. Police say a man carjacked a woman outside the Hobby Lobby on Capitol Boulevard in Raleigh around 3 yesterday afternoon. Officers later spotted the man and the stolen vehicle near Durham Road in Wake Forest. After a chase, police say the man abandoned the vehicle in the Tyler Run subdivision and ran away. Police say they don't think the man is still in the area, but they are warning people to lock their doors and call 911 if they see anything suspicious.
Ohio State and Notre Dame squared off to crown a new college football national champion. After the Fighting Irish scored first, it was all Buckeyes for the next 31 straight points on the board. Notre Dame made a game of it with 16 points in the second half, but not enough. Ohio State won the game 34-23. First time the Bucs have won the national championship in 10 years. And coming up in What's Trending, the celebrity Ohio State fan whose on-screen presence kind of irked some viewers at home.
On high alert, the warning from Los Angeles' mayor as the fire risk is rising there once again.
Prisoner exchange, a family's relief this morning after a deal is finalized to release Americans held by the Taliban.
And we have a winter storm on the way tonight. Take a look at our new winter weather advisory. It covers a good bit of the viewing area. I'll show you how much snow you could see and what time it starts.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, we have a winter storm headed our way. We have a winter weather advisory in effect for a good bit of the viewing area. The lighter snowfall totals will be to the north and west. The computer models, as they're coming in over the last 12 hours, are starting to push this a little bit farther westward, especially the ones that we're getting in this morning. So bumping up those potential snowfall totals could be up to an inch in Wake County, maybe up to 1 to 2 inches in some of our southeastern counties. We're going to go over some more of those specifics for the different parts of the viewing area coming up. But this is a general guideline of when that snow starts, hour by hour, between 5 and 6 to 7 o'clock, and the heaviest is likely to be between 10 and midnight. Also this morning, we have our cold weather advisory. Our wind chills are in the teens and single digits in some places this morning. Ken?
Elizabeth, a quiet start to our morning commute as we start outside this morning. I-40 and Wade Avenue. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a little bit, but flowing nicely in both directions. You're heading into Durham, in and out of Durham this morning. I-885 delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3. We'll keep you updated. And, of course, Jeff, I'll have another update in just about 5 minutes.
Look forward to it, Ken. Thank you. The mayor of Los Angeles is warning people to be on high alert as another round of dangerous winds increases the fire risk there once again. Santa Ana winds could bring gusts up to 75 miles an hour to the mountainous areas near Los Angeles. Those gusts combined with low humidity and drought conditions could cause new fires. 27 people have died in the Southern California fires that started January 7th. Thousands of homes have been destroyed.
Today is President Trump's first full day in office, but he got to work right after yesterday's inauguration, signing dozens of executive orders. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey here is here now with a closer look at how the president is checking off his campaign promises. Michelle.
Yeah, Renee, President Trump is wasting no time reshaping the country, taking dozens of actions yesterday and pardoning hundreds of people. The president issued pardons for about 1,500 people convicted or criminally charged in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. He's also trying to delay a TikTok ban and limit the constitutional right to citizenship at birth. With his America First approach, he is also pulling our country out of the World Health Organization, as he did in his first administration, and he repealed dozens of former President Joe Biden's actions, telling reporters that we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense.
Revoked nearly 80 destructive and radical executive actions of the previous administration.
And Trump also vowing to roll back former President Biden's climate policy and also boost oil and gas production. He is also declaring a national emergency at the southern border and effectively shutting down asylum seeking there, promising the largest deportation operation in the history of our country. Experts say, though, some of President Trump's moves are likely to face some legal challenges.
Seen some of them already today so far. Thanks, Michelle. Vivek Ramaswamy is reportedly leaving President Donald Trump's administration to run for governor of Ohio. Sources tell NBC News Ramaswamy will announce his gubernatorial run early next week. Trump had tapped him to run the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, along with Elon Musk. Ramaswamy posted a photo of himself to X alongside Musk yesterday morning with the caption, "A New Dawn." In a statement, a Trump spokesperson praised Ramaswamy for having played a critical role in establishing DOGE.
You have 2 more days to drop off items for the Kids Exchange consignment sale in Raleigh. Parents can drop off gently worn kids' clothes, toys, shoes, furniture, and more. You can drop off those items at the Jim Graham building over at the NC State Fairgrounds from 10 until 8 today and 9 to 11 tomorrow morning. The public sale starts Friday and goes through Sunday.
Pretty good chance of snow from Raleigh to our parts south. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with that winter weather advisory.
Yeah, this is new this morning. As a matter of fact, in the 4 a.m. hour, they added several counties, including Wake County, to that. So in this area, we're looking at up to 1 to 2 inches. That may not sound like a whole lot. Some folks may only see a half an inch of snow. Even that half an inch of snow with these very cold temperatures is going to cause problems on the roads overnight tonight and into the day tomorrow. So focus really more on what the impacts are going to be versus how much snow we may see. There's still some uncertainty with just how far off the coast the storm will be or how far inland it will be. Let's take a look at Futurecast here. Timeline looks like some snow or wintry mix developing along the coast as early as 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then in our eastern counties by 5 p.m., spreading across the viewing area between 6 and 7. If you're in Roxborough, South Hill, or certainly any of those north and western counties, you're just going to be too far away from where the low is sitting offshore. It's only going to spread the moisture back to the west so far. It looks like it's going to be a little farther maybe than it was this time yesterday. So we're looking at the potential for some snow to be falling for several hours in the triangle up to maybe midnight or so, and then up to maybe 2 or 3 in the morning in our eastern counties, which is where we could see some of that snow piling up a little bit more. It will be cold, so the snowflakes may be fairly small. So again, anywhere from a half an inch to an inch here in the blue, closer to an inch maybe around Wake County, more like a half an inch around Roxborough and South Hill. And then you head south and east, looking at 1 to 2 inches. Those 2-inch totals could be down around Clinton. Closer to the coast, it could be 5 inches of snow. The other issue for this morning and tomorrow morning, our cold weather advisory. In effect for both mornings, wind chill single digits to the low teens. Right now, the wind chill is 7 in Roxborough, 9 in Southern Pines, 10 in Durham and Raleigh. It feels very cold out there this morning, and it'll stay that way all day. This afternoon, feeling like temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. Here's a look at that system starting to take shape. Look at that snow in Houston, Texas, spreading all the way to Atlanta. This is a big system. It's just that a lot of this is going to zip offshore, but a good bit of the deep south sees some significant snow out of this. Wilmington will see more snow than we see here. As a matter of fact, right here along the coast could be up to 5 inches. Fayetteville looking at 1.5, and around Raleigh maybe an inch, and then a half an inch as you travel a little farther north and west. Again, those are some numbers because people like to see the numbers, but again, don't focus on the numbers. We focus on the fact that it is going to get slippery tonight. tonight. Our temperatures this afternoon will only be in the low 30s, right around freezing. So today and tomorrow, both weather alert days. Once we get into, say, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it does start to warm up just a little bit. Ken, coming up, we're going to talk more about our hour-by-hour chances for snow right here in the Triangle area. And I know that Frankie was excited to have snow. It's not going to be much, but we may have a much bigger impact than we do accumulation.
It's so important for people to get home early tonight as
definitely.
well. Elizabeth, thanks. Well, really quiet right now from Wake County and all points east in terms of your morning commute as we isolate Durham, Chapel Hill, Hillsborough. Similarly, all the major routes are delay-free. Let's keep it in Durham, shall we? Give you a live look at I-885 and TW Alexander Drive. Not much traffic to report, but delay-free in all directions this morning. As Elizabeth just mentioned, it's going to be really dicey tomorrow morning, so we want to get you in the habit when you get in your car starting today and tomorrow. Tune us in at 101.5 HD3. We'll keep you updated all morning long.
A man is dead after he was shot by a police officer in eastern North Carolina. What led to the shooting that happened near ECU in Greenville?
Cabinet coming together. The next steps after votes for key members of the Trump administration in the Senate.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
6:25, the time right now. Welcome back. Taylor Swift, is not the only celebrity who gets shown on TV over and over during football games.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending. Ken, there's a new Taylor Swift.
Taylor who?
Yeah.
NBA legend and Ohio native LeBron James was in the house for Ohio State's national championship win last night. ESPN showed him repeatedly as he cheered for the Buckeyes. That prompted some viewers to say LeBron is the new Taylor Swift.
I got to argue this, okay? So, he's from Akron, okay? Right. So it's legit. Went to high school there, played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Always been an Ohio State fan. If he did go to college, it would have been Ohio State. But, Tay just has a boyfriend who plays for a team. He is legit. He's legit.
He's a true fan.
He's a true fan.
He's got roots.
Yeah.
Yes. And LeBron, popular with the fans, of course.
Big time.
Well, Hey, fans of Yellowstone will be excited about this. Season 2 of the prequel 1923 on the way.
We begin making Montana a playground for the elite.
Yeah, Paramount Plus giving us a first look with the new trailer. The show starts streaming February 23rd.
Yes, that was a glimpse of Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is in this, Helen Mirren. Harrison Ford said in a recent interview that he believes Yellowstone, this prequel, is the best thing that he's done in the last 20 years. So that speaks volumes as to how intriguing this series is.
All-star cast.
Wonder how many more he has left in him, right? Ken, thanks. Durham is one of 6 cities nationwide chosen for the Youth Champion Communities Mayor's Challenge. It is designed to address youth disengagement and enhance economic opportunities. The National Youth Employment Coalition says Durham was chosen for its commitment to helping young people overcome barriers to employment and education. Mayor Leonardo Williams will introduce the program tonight in Durham.
And we have a new winter weather advisory in effect. We can see 1 to 2 inches of snowfall in this area. Coming up, I'll show you how much you can see where you are and what time it'll start.
People to our west are already dealing with the winter weather we're expecting. How Texas, Louisiana, and other states are bracing for the snow and ice.
And a live look now in Raleigh, where police are responding to a shooting off Wake Forest Road. What we're learning from the scene in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.